Rebound taken by Iguodala. Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection.
Cleveland, this is for you.
Come here to cleanse your soul. Yeah, 4-4 and go. That other getting old. We got Sam right in time. This is a sports octagon. Sports for forever and beyond. Spending with Sam Ryan time. From the puck to the glove to the pigskins high. Share all of your thoughts, just let it ride. Down the baseline in the bleachers, or you wanna get denied. Yeah, share all of your thoughts, just let it ride. 4-4 and go. Come here to cleanse your soul. Yeah, it's 4-4 and go. Come here to cleanse your soul.
For the Browns Super Bowl contenders.
Hey, listen, when we start talking about what wins Super Bowl, we talk Super Bowls, we talk about talent. The Browns, they have the talent. They have it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome into Ashtabula County's only internet podcast live on Tuesday nights that I know of.
Listen,
440 and goal.
Adjectives in front of it, you're the only.
Yes, yes, that is exactly the way this goes. The only folks doing this on a Tuesday night, the only folks that I know of bringing on the local head coaches, which I'm pumped about tonight. We'll have Mr. Jay and John Bowler from the Warriors about 8:45, so stay tuned. But yeah, so thanks everyone for joining in tonight. Good, interesting show. But before we get into that, how was everyone's, well, today's Tuesday, right? I'm on vacation, so I can't tell you what day it is.
Thanksgiving, brother. Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. Happy belated to Thanksgiving to everybody. And how was everyone's Thanksgiving and weekend therefore?
Well, oh, man, it was beautiful. I'll tell you.
I cooked my first turkey. So listen, we abide. We stayed within all the what they wanted you to do. So we stayed home, me and my family. We didn't go and do the big group gathering. So this year I cooked my first turkey. I made my first pot of stuffing, and I made my first pot of rice and beans. And all of those things were delicious. And my father, who is more critical than Gordon Ramsay when it comes to rice, told me it was good. So I'm pretty much going to go to Cordon Bleu school now, is what I've decided.
He's hanging up the headset and the microphone. No more cameras. We're going to cooking school.
We're going to see Sammy on top here in like 3 months. Production sauce here.
Listen, they always say don't ever trust a skinny chef. So you can trust me, brother.
Hey, listen, if Sammy's catering your event and he shows up with an Instapot and one of them air fryers, it ain't going good. Just tell you right now. But
say, who let Chef Boyardee in here?
Yeah. How was Tom's Thanksgiving?
Oh, man, it was awesome. Listen, like, my mom and dad came over for a little bit. I deep fried a turkey for the first time, and I'm not going to lie, I went on YouTube and I was like, how to deep fry turkey. The first video is deep fried turkey fails.
Yep.
And there's just deep fried turkeys launching out of one of the things. The house is catching on fire. I was like, well, thank God I got home insurance with Crawford Insurance Agency. Get you some.
Yep.
And
not a sponsor yet.
Yeah. Everyone's good. I watched the Cowboys game, and God, they're awful.
Yeah.
Just kind of hung out. I was on vacation all week. I went back to work yesterday. It was nice to see everyone. Then I was off today. So, Yep.
Well, it's that weird time of year where the holidays start coming and you have no idea what day it really is.
Correct.
More so for you guys because of the way your vacations and stuff worked. So, like, for me, for instance, like, we worked Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then you're off Thursday, Friday, all the way till Monday, you know what I mean? So by the time Saturday hits, I'm trying to get ready for work. Like, all right, got to get my clothes together. I'm like, hey, I don't have to work until Monday.
Yep.
Amazing.
Well, I didn't have that luxury somehow. My job, we still work on Friday. So I went into work Friday doing everything I could not to do anything. But, of course, that didn't happen. I still got my job done and put in the work. But, yeah, it was a smooth weekend. Shout out to mother-in-law Kathy. She hooked it up. Some turkey and stuffing and all that fun jazz. But spent the evening there. Unfortunately, wasn't able to go to my mother's, but that is what it is. You know, but it was still a fun weekend. And then I went on vacation, and now I just don't, you know, I don't know what day it is, except what I do now because it's Tuesday and we're on here. But other than that, and we did sled riding today. By the way, folks, get you some sled riding in. It's a blast. It is a blast. Yeah, you know, back in the day, I never really wore the snow pants. I just manned it up and put a pair of jeans on and a hoodie and whatever gloves I could find that were probably my mother's or my wife Becky's.
Did you have bread bags on your feet? Because if you didn't have plastic bags on your feet, then I don't want to hear it.
No, I got it. So my mother was bound and determined to buy me boots. I don't know why. It was just she wanted to buy me boots, so she bought me waterproof boots, or you know, all that fun stuff. So I had those and the snow pants, and it, you know, stayed warm the whole day. It was nice.
Hey, listen,
minus your face.
My boots were waterproof too, thanks to Hills.
Right.
You take one of those Hills bag, you throw it on underneath of the boot around your sock.
Yep.
And according to my parents, no pmonia.
Yep. And I have to shout out. We went over to actually at Edgewood High School, the football field, because Lakeshore Park had no snow, surprisingly enough. But so I was just thinking, you know, kind of coming up with an audible here. But there was a kid there, and he plays on Edgewood. I think it's their 5th and 6th grade team. I'm not 100% sure. Showed up. He's got his basketball shoes on, jeans, and like a turtleneck. I don't like. I looked at him. I don't even know if he had gloves on. I said, "You gotta be cold, man." Like the wind was whipping. Nope, I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Like, oh, okay, that's good. You know, I get it. You know, just trying to man up here. But there's no chicks, dude. Just go put the clothes on, man. You know, it is what it is, though. So.
I mean, you remember how it was when you were that young. Throw a hoodie on, and I'm good to go. Arctic weather.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool to be cold when you were younger. Listen, brother, it ain't cool anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a lot of fun today. I will be meeting up with.
Shout out to
Mr. Cray.
Mr. Cray in the building.
Yep.
We call him a 4-4-0 and goal all-star. He's been here since the beginning taking care of us. We definitely appreciate us some Steve Cray over there in Edgewood.
Yep, thank you, Mr. Cray. But yeah, tomorrow we'll be doing a little more sled riding. I'm meeting up with old John Boy, and I'm not bringing a coat for him. Doesn't matter. So, but thanks to everyone joining us tonight. Don't forget, right around 8:45, we're going to have Jay and John Bowler on from the head coaches of the Edgewood Warriors will be tuning in with us tonight. Yep, they got their gear on. I have a shirt that resembles Edgewood, but it does say 4-4 on goal. I kind of got the late memo, couldn't find it, and I gave up quickly. I'm not going to lie to you. But
listen, right now Owen is watching this.
Yes.
And the next time you tell him to go look for something, he's like, "Look, you didn't find yours for either."
Yeah. I don't know. Do we want to dive into a quick COVID update before we bring those guys on? I don't know. I have no idea what the numbers are. I don't know anything. I know it's bad. Let me just take a second and do COVID-19 attribute.
We can kind of throw out some information that we've got. So CVC ball right now is going to start the first week of January.
Oh, yeah.
So that doesn't mean high school basketball is going to start then. Teams are going to be looking for non-league games for that before then, but you're going to see CVC basketball start in the first week of January. And one of the nice things is we do have 3 county teams in the CVC, so you're going to at least get those matchups no matter what. But as you can tell by reading the newspaper or Facebook or however you get your information, the shutdowns are, the delays rather on the seasons are happening. So
yeah, so CVC got pushed till the January 1st for their official tip-off, they are welcome to bring in non-conference games if they can team up that way, from our understanding. I did message out to St. John. They're waiting on a revised schedule, so hopefully we'll know more about that soon. Tomorrow we're going to message and figure out between Conneaut, Jefferson, Grand Valley. We should have more information hopefully tomorrow, so look for that on the Facebook site and maybe on the website. Try to stay up to date with everybody. So, but COVID numbers, Ashtabula, I got increase of 58 cases. That would have been, what, today? Yeah, today. No deaths. Yep, so good for us, but we were on the rise. I think there's actually a COVID warning, or isn't there some sort of thing in effect other than what DeWine did?
I want to say I think we are red. Lake County is still purple. Lake County is for all intents, it's heavy. There's a lot going on in Lake County.
Yeah.
So that's going to weigh heavy on the season, because the CVC, the Chagrin Valley Conference, the Chagrin Valley is the biggest valley in Ohio because it goes all the way from Chagrin all the way to Ashtabula County, with Lake County and Geauga County and a bunch of teams in between, all touching inside that conference. So that's definitely going to play a factor. Could we see if teams deciding not to play red, purple teams? Before, if you remember during football season, it was red. Now we're talking about we're not going to play purple because everybody's gone red. So it's very interesting, something to keep an eye on with that.
Yeah, I mean, and then last show we had on here Mr. Baxter from Lakeside talk about county games. He got 5 empty spots. So anyone from other schools needing to fill in a couple spots, throw them out there. Let him know. He's got an email. I don't know what it is, but I'm sure if you go on Lakeside's website, you'll find it. But so 8:42. I mean, let's run through our sponsors real quick and bring on what everyone came on to talk or see. Not me, Sammy, or Tom, but
no, they came out to see the winner that we're bringing on next.
Yeah. All right. So a quick message from our sponsors, and we'll bring on the coaches. See you guys here in a minute.
Tri-Fin Charters, Northeast Ohio's premier multi-species guide service. Captain Mark Diedrich is here to set up your trip of a lifetime. Catfish, walleye, steelhead, crappie, perch, and more. Mosquito Lake, Lake Erie, Ohio River, or even Pymatuning Reservoir. Tri-Fin Charters, where dreams become reality.
440 Gold proudly welcomes Play All Awards and Engraving. Awards, they do them all at Play All. From trophies to plaques to all other things celebration. Play All has 2 on-site laser computerized engraving machines as well as thermal imaging equipment. Play All has been locally owned and operated since 1993. Check them out at playallamerica.com or check out their Facebook page at Play All Awards and Engraving. Visit Play All at 4542 Main Avenue in beautiful downtown Ashtabula, Ohio. 440 Gold proudly presents Trilogy Cabinets and Design. Planning a small remodel or building your dream home? From a single display case to cabinetry throughout the entire home, Trilogy Cabinets and Design can help make your vision a reality. Their quality and designs are second to none and are often more affordable than other custom options. If you can dream it, Trilogy Cabinets and Design can build it. Contact Trilogy Cabinet and Designs at 814-683-4511. 440 Gold presents Made in Ohio. Made in Ohio makes custom t-shirts, hoodies, banners, jerseys, and more. With the fastest turnaround time in Ashtabula, 440 Gold is proud to have Made in Ohio as its official Player of the Week sponsor. Contact Made in Ohio at 440-964-9057 or visit Made in Ohio at 1028 Bridge Street in beautiful, historic Ashtabula Harbor. Also, check Made in Ohio out on Facebook for upcoming Black Friday sales for the holiday season. Okay, everybody, welcome back. And I purposely put Made in Ohio on there last. I wanted to make sure everyone knows you are welcome now to go down there and get your 440 Gold gear printed off hot and heavy right on site. About a 10-minute turnaround. Walk over and get you some coffee at Harbor Perk. Come on back, get you a 440 Gold shirt ready to rock and roll. And nobody has taken me up on my offer yet. Nobody has come through with a 440 and goal shirt, posted it on Facebook. I said I'll pay for the first one. As soon as I see it, I'll Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. I don't know. I'll hand deliver you the money I get. Well, we're COVID free or COVID, policies. I'll put it in a mailbox, leave it outside for 12 hours, then come get it. I don't know, but I will pay for your shirt if someone goes down there, gets a shirt made, puts it up on Facebook, and so we can put it out there. So
that's a free T-shirt, folks.
Free.
I don't know if you've seen. Go to a college and offer a free T-shirt. You can get people to do some weird stuff for it. We're saying go down to Maine, Ohio. Tell them, hey, I want all you Edgewood folks. Edgewood does a fantastic job of supporting. I want one of the Edgewood fans to go to Made in Ohio, get our ugly mugs put on a red shirt, so it's Edgewood colors. Boom, it's on the house. Free T-shirt.
I'm paying for it. All right, so 8:46. Thanks, everyone, for joining us tonight. So without further ado, why don't we just bring on the special guests, Coach John and Jay from the Edgewood Varsity Basketball Warriors. Hey, welcome in tonight, guys. Man, so good to have you. It's been exciting. I'm so happy and pumped because we're finally getting to roll into the basketball season. It sounds like everything's going the way it should go. I'm pumped. I'm super excited to watch some kids light up the court, dunk the ball, whatever it is they do. Cross somebody over, break some ankles. Here we go. Sorry.
Yeah. Basketball gives me a chance to actually get really, really loud over there. I'm sure you'll be able to hear it depending on what the crowd situation is this year too, guys.
Yes.
No doubt.
Sorry.
So without further ado, guys, we want to introduce the head coaches of the Edgewood Warriors. This is Coach John Bowler and Jay Bowler. Coach John is a 2019 Coach of the Year. When it comes to the wins, he's got 200 hot ones under his belt already.
Yeah.
These guys wake up and they drink excellence. I won't say the other thing, but this is where the bar stands. Both of these guys have a great basketball program, coaching up great young men. Welcome to the show, guys.
And thank you. Thanks for having us.
So one of the first things that we do is we ask, how did you get started with coaching? What brought you here? How does your career get to where you are today? Coach John, we're going to start with you.
All right. Well, I was actually started refereeing basketball, and St. John was looking for an assistant coach, and I knew Larry Daniels, who was the head coach, and so he asked me to come in and help and go over some things, and then it started there, and then I became his head junior varsity coach, and then we switched after a couple of years. So I have 6 years as varsity at St. John. Then I took probably 10 years off to watch Jay grow up and play basketball and golf. And my daughter, Lindsay, she played volleyball at Perry. So, and then the opportunity when they got older to go to Edgewood opened up, and I took it.
Okay.
So I've been there for 10 years with an assistant here.
Yeah, and your assistant, keeping it's a family affair.
No doubt.
Jay, how does your coaching story go up to this point?
It pretty much started my senior year of high school. I was fortunate enough to graduate from Perry High School early and got to go to Edgewood with him for most of the year. So I kind of started learning there. Went to Kent State, Maine, became a student assistant there for a couple of years, was fortunate enough to win a MAC championship with them. Then came back and pretty much never looked back with him over here, and it's kind of just pedal to the metal since then.
Yeah, I just quick kind of sidebar with the MAC hoops. For those of you who've never been to a MAC hoops game, me and a good friend of mine and one of a longtime watcher of this show, his name's AJ Long, we made it a point, probably right around the time you were there, going for about 5 years in a row. We went to that MAC tournament in Cleveland, yep. And it was dynamic. It was awesome. Also, in that time, I learned to hate Ohio University because they have the loudest, most obnoxious fans in the country. But I really always pulled for Kent State when I went there. It was great, especially when you get those great Kent teams versus the great Akron teams, which was going on. So that's great. A great shot, taste of basketball out there.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a big learning experience, and I learned a lot, and it was fun.
All right.
So go ahead,
I was going to say, one thing, I don't know if we talked about it last night or not, but is it just you two for like the head coach? I'm sorry, varsity and JV. Do you guys have any assistants or anything like that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you want to give a shout out to the assistants. That's one thing we like to, they help with the program. But go ahead if you guys could do that for us.
Well, Rory Gross coaches my freshman team. Jake Belial has a JV team. And my brother Tim, another bowler, is a volunteer. So he helps us. Paul Stoffen is still with the program helping us. Jay is the varsity JV assistant coach. And, of course, I'm the head coach. And then we got the two.
Yeah, Olajuwon's at 8th grade, and then Olajuwon Cooper.
Okay.
And we got R.J. Baldwin at 7th grade. So we have a pretty good base. And then Mr. Cray does a great job with the 3rd and through 6th grade Warrior.
So Steve Cray teaching the young kids how to throw it down, huh? I did not know that.
He helps us put it together.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a nice program. Our youth program is a really good program. Good coaches.
Yeah. So you guys talk about your youth program. You talk about the people that are involved with it. So my kind of question is, we got into it with Lakeside. We did it with football a little bit. What's your guys' involvement level with the lower levels, with like JV freshmen and that Cleveland Cavs thing you guys got going on out there? Do they know the same terminology? Are they running the same plays? Like how involved are you guys with all that process?
Right. Well, with the 3rd through 6th grade, they're running their own plays and everything. We try to get them to play man-to-man and use some of our schemes man-to-man wise. 7th and 8th grade, they run their own plays, but we're involved heavily in their practice. We go at least twice a week. Jay will go a little bit more than I will because he has a little more flexibility with his time, but we are involved with them. They'll run a lot of the same things we run, but we don't want them to run exactly the same thing. But they run every single drill the way we want them to run them and the same way we run them. So by the time the kids get ready for us, we're not already starting over with picking and roll and boxing out. They already know how to do all that stuff.
We give a little freedom with 7th and 8th grade because we're not going to be their only boss in the world. They're going to have to shift and pivot to learn different ways. And, once they're in my gym or his gym or Coach Rory's gym, you do it our way. And you have to do that in the real world. So they do a good job at keeping that kind of across the whole program.
Yeah, one of the things we talked about, so, you guys do give a little bit of freedom at that level, but keeping kind of a distant eye or, an eye on the program, just trying to make sure that, the guys that, because particularly at the 8th grade level, these are the guys that, could potentially make a impact next year for you. So they got to learn bowler ball soon. And over there, bowler ball, one of the things I asked you about is one of the things I've seen around this county and I guess around the state and I guess around the country is the shooting form is really weird on some of these kids. It goes in a lot more than when I shoot it, but the shooting form is kind of funky. You guys take that as personal? You guys take that out because you guys want fundamentally sound guys, or how are you guys addressing that?
Well, we have a thing that we call doing your vitamins as soon as you get into practice. So, and it's your form. It's your using your fingertips, flicking your wrist, bringing your elbow in, and doing stuff. We do that with freshman, JV, and varsity programs are all doing that. We brought it down to the junior high. They're starting to do it now, but you're right, man. Some of these kids, the way they were taught to shoot and the way they do shoot, a lot of them is maybe because they're not quite strong enough to reach the hoop. 10-foot hoops, so they start just throwing the ball. But hopefully by the time they get to my spot, they're shooting with pretty good form and everything. But there is a lot of strange looking shots out there.
Yeah, so, in the high school, you guys are telling them to take their vitamins. They're taking Centrums. 8th grade, you tell them hit the Flintstones.
The Flintstones! I haven't heard the Flintstones in years. Do they still make those?
Yeah.
Is that those are? I bet they got them in gummy forms now, where you can like pound out on about 15 of those with no remorse. So I was also. I think Mr. Cray brought it up, but I wanted to know about the relationship with the Cavs and the Bayhawks. I know we talked about it a little bit last night. If you guys could elaborate on that just a touch.
Bayhawk side, we work really closely with them. They've supported us for years. They'll come in and do a clinic with the younger kids. They're always willing to be, at a practice or things like that. For the last probably 4 years, we've played a game actually at Erie Insurance Arena. Usually it's with Conneaut. I think last year we played there. First Conneaut. It's fun. It kind of lets the kids get the big arena feel. It's fun in that aspect. And we also do the same thing with the Cavs. It's just we're on a time constraint when we're at the Cavs games, and we're rushed. So if we're not or done with our game at a certain point, they just end the game. So we really like Erie a little better. And then for the 1st through 6th grade Cavs winter basketball at Edgewood, they pretty much sponsor us. And Cray, you can tell us how many years, but it has to be probably our 6th year with it. And it's been awesome. Our kids help referee. We have also real refs there that help our guys, and it helps our kids give back to the community, kind of mold some of the guys that we see. And now we're getting those players that have played in that league, which is cool.
Yeah,
so I was going to say,
what you guys are doing is setting up a culture. You guys have a culture from 3rd grade on, and that's really why I think the programs are getting so successful, because guys aren't learning, I'm going to call it bowler ball. They're not learning bowler ball, day one as a freshman. There's an idea of expectations, and this is what it means to wear these colors and, represent this team. They're learning that earlier, and ultimately what you guys have achieved is pride in the program.
Right. We do summer basketball camps too for the young kids, which Jay and I will run, and a couple other coaches, and my junior varsity and varsity players help run those camps for the 1st through 6th graders. And they understand what we're trying to get at, and we try to have that family atmosphere. And it's not, you call it bowler ball, but I call it family ball. We play, we're all family. And honestly, it starts with Mr. Craig, goes right to the principal, right to the superintendent, and right on down the line, we have 100% support from all of them. I mean, I never have to worry about anybody having my back at Edgewood. It's just a great place to coach.
I was going to say, so the kids, kind of go back a touch, the kids get to play on the Cavs court?
Yeah.
And then they get to play on the Erie Bayhawks court.
Yeah, we've done both.
Okay. That's all. I mean, I just think that's amazing. I mean, the simple fact that those kids got to play on the same court as we can have the argument on who the best player in the NBA ever was, but they got to play on that same court as that gentleman there. I think it's amazing. And then speaking of courts, it's one thing I didn't have in my my notes here, but I heard you guys got an outdoor court, and it seems kind of special. I don't know if you guys could touch on that one just a little bit.
Yeah, for the last few years, I've been trying to think of a way that I could give back, and we could raise some money and get the kids outside playing. And when we can't get in the gym, which is a lot because we only have one gym, not like a lot of these other new schools, they have so many. So we raised the money, got the money from local businesses in Ashtabula County, and we put an outdoor basketball court, and it's been pretty successful. We got kids from Conneaut and Lakeside and St. John. I've seen all kind of kids out there playing. Now with the weather changing, we won't see them out there, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun, and they're not cheap courts. I mean, these are glass backboards. I mean, these are it's really nice. It's impressive.
It definitely stands out because I will say when we first got a chance to meet Coach Butchko and the boys over there when they were practicing behind Edgewood, that court does stand out. It stands out. It's a beautiful court. One of the things I think Ashtabula as a whole, the summer basketball scene is coming back a little bit, but used to be ridiculous. I mean, there was the Battle of the Beach, the West Side Shootout. Kanya has their lead. It's nice to see Edgewood kind of get their flavor on that outdoor game because I'm sure you guys know as basketball coaches, that's where a lot of these kids develop their love for the game.
Oh, yeah. I started playing in 3-on-3 tournaments when I was in high school. We go down to the flats, playing all those tournaments, we're thinking about doing a 3-on-3 tournament, opening up all the schools, having it outside, playing music, having some food trucks out there. I mean, we're going to have
love it.
Time. Hopefully, when this virus is over with, we can get back to normal and get it going again.
I know 3 guys that will be there, not playing, but they'll be there.
And we'll also be there when you guys do you said you raised money for the court. I'm sure there was a car wash involved, and I am about that action, boss. Just let me know when you need me to show. I'll make y'all some money. It ain't no big deal.
That's perfect. I love it. That's great.
Oh, sorry. I've been dialing that one up for a solid 2 minutes, just waiting for Sammy to stop talking.
All right. We'll make sure we have some hot sauce.
Yeah, boy. So, I mean, you kind of brought up COVID, Coach. What are you guys doing to keep them kids focused right now? Like during the remote, they're all out of school. And Sammy has the best term. What did you, or the best analogy for it? When the remote is remote schooling, or they just don't do that well. I don't know. You said it the other day, but.
Oh yeah, I mean it's just their grades are reflective of it.
Yeah.
Once it goes remote, so does all of their attention.
That was it. Yep.
It's basketball has the special task of having to deal with not one but 2 grading periods. So, I know you guys as coaches because just from talking to you and knowing how Edgewood runs their program, academics. These kids are student athletes first. Student being the operative term. But making sure that grades come first. But it's a little bit different because when you take kids out of the organized classroom, and let's be honest, not everybody's got a super great home life or even anybody who's making them do anything. That's something you guys as coaches are having to deal with more so than any other time.
Yep, no doubt. We try to keep them focused, trying to make sure that they get their grades in. And I usually get a report from Mr. Cray every Friday or every other Friday. And if somebody's going down a little bit, we make sure we work with them and make sure their grades are up. But it's tough. It's tough because they're home all day. And then I only get them for an hour and a half, 2 hours. And, I don't know. They could be up 3 o'clock in the morning playing video games and then come into practice and they tell me how tired they are, and I like that school schedule when they get up in the morning, go to school, and then come to practice. And it's hard when you're laying around the house all day long and maybe logging on and doing a little bit of homework. But we're going to work through it. These are different times right now, and I've talked to the kids a lot, and we'll get through it.
Yeah, one of the things you talked about there is strictly it's youth. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but these are immature minds still in the process of becoming mature minds. But you guys have a lot of youth in the program overall this year, right?
Yeah, we do. We really do. I got a lot of nice young kids. A couple of nice 10th graders, 2 or 3. James Montanaro is young. Zach Vinsel, they're both in 10th grade. They're very good. Isaiah Harris, who played football, and I know you guys know him.
Yeah, we know him a little bit.
Yeah,
heard of him once or twice.
Yeah. We've said his name a few times.
Yeah, Christian Curry played football, and he's another 11th grader. And then, Kenny Campy's probably going to run the show with Hunter out front, Hunter Johnson out front. Those would probably be the 2 seniors, and I got other seniors too that are going to get some playing time. So it's going to be a young group but they all have experience, so they'll be fine. We're going to get through it, and we're going to show a real good product out on the court.
And then I was curious because I know today you said it was the first day back to practice. You guys had an hour and a half. So I was I can't spit it out. Anyway, curious on the conditioning program that you guys are using. Is there anything in specific that you're going after? I won't steal the thunder. You told me how it went today, but we'll kind of go from there. But what are you guys using to get these kids up into shape?
Who are those kids really, really angry with right now as we speak?
You know what? I'm the offensive coach, and he's the defensive coach. And he has to do the conditioning. So we didn't push him too hard, but they went through the conditioning today. They're probably not real happy.
It's a different time for us too now, because a lot of the times if we're in the basketball, if we're in our gym, if we're conditioning, it's with a basketball. In past years, we run hallways half hour before we get to practice. So, when we're teaching in the gym, it's not conditioning time unless it's with the ball. And the long distance stairs and different plyos are done in the hallway. And we're not allowed running hallways anymore. So it's definitely different. It's cutting into practice time, X's and O's time, fundamentals time, to start now conditioning and running actually in the gym without a basketball. So it's definitely a little different this year in that aspect.
You could tell them to bring their winter boots. We could run outside instead.
They won't show up.
And I'm assuming, just for my knowledge, when you say running the hallways, it's literally running the hallways, right? Okay.
Down the steps. Oh yeah.
Flights. Yeah, I was gonna say, coaches have a lot of different code words we'll go with for certain scenarios and what they actually mean. But I just wanted to be sure. So sorry to interrupt you guys.
Yeah, because one of the things with not being able to run the hallways is the fact you guys do share a gym. So there's a finite amount of time that you're dealing with now, as opposed to with the hallway where you can make them take a different set of vitamins.
That's exactly right. Exactly. And I really like doing conditioning when it's not practice. Half hour before practice, I would rather condition. Now, you get 2 hours in the gym, and a half hour of it's going to be conditioning. So now we're doing it with a basketball, and we're doing different drills that we normally wouldn't do, maybe as long or as much. But we're adjusting to it.
So the entire practice is in the gym. It can't be anywhere else.
Right.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, and we're in our separate pods where we have two groups. JV freshmen practice together, and then the varsity practice, and we wash all the balls, we wash all the seats. There's a protocol that we have, and we want to make sure nobody gets sick. And if somebody does get sick, it doesn't pass it along to somebody else.
Yep.
So yet another kind of hurdle, I guess, in the practice and the whole setup of this year, because I don't know if this is something you guys did, but I know some other programs I know use the JV as not a scout team per se, but as kind of they're the defense when you're worried about offense. They're the offense when you're worried about defense. Where you can set up these things where they're down by 10, get the points back, or that sort of thing. So you guys can't play against the JV then? Is that kind of how that works?
Well, right now we can't.
Okay.
Because we're in separate pods. Because I don't want, if a JV player gets sick, I don't want to have to cancel varsity practice. So I have right now I have 11 varsity players. So we could go against ourselves, which is probably better anyway, because I'm putting, varsity player against varsity player rather than varsity against JVs, because we kind of, we'll beat up on the JVs a little too much sometimes, and every once in a while they'll beat us too. But it's better that we go against each other.
Yeah, I know it was a form of psychological warfare back when I was in high school. The JV would come out and they'd be up by 14 points with a minute 10 left, and they're like, well, for every point you lose by, it's another 7-1. So the fouls got hard real quick.
But it hasn't changed any.
No, but one of the things you do talk about is adapting and that sort of thing. You have had a lot of success, 200 wins in, just over 16 years of coaching at the varsity level. Is that, you said that, offense is kind of where you lay your hat with your program. How does your offense come to be? Is that something you've got and you bring these kids into, or do you look at the kids and decide how your offense is going to be?
Right. I adapt to the kids. If I have the talent to run and gun, then we run and gun. If we don't have the talent to do that, then we're going to slow it down. Whatever the talent has, if we've got a good 3-point shooters, then I'm going to run a totally different offense, and we're going to shoot nothing but threes. Or if we're big and we can pound it down, like when I had, Matt Fitchett, we pounded it down to him, and that's what we did then. But year to year, we'll run similar offense, but the style will be different, and it will be directed toward what type of talent that we have on the court. I don't know how you could run the same offense in the same plays year after year after year if you don't have the players that can do it. And so we never have done that.
Yeah, and I think that speaks to your program. I think that speaks to your success too. Everybody's got their own coaching style. I kind of lean toward more letting the kids determine how you're going to play, because you can't have me out there and expect me to dunk the ball. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry.
That's right, but you probably can shoot threes.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to have to make my money. But one of the things you guys, so that on the offensive end, you kind of adapt. And another thing as we talked last night, you talked about another way to turn your offensive points is through the defense. And Jay, that's where you come in with running the defense. And what is kind of the mindset? How do you determine your defense?
Same thing. We're going to determine on game situations and our personnel versus their personnel. If there is a mismatch that we can take advantage of, and we're going to. There's certain players that I can tell you right now, Lakeside has a player that shoots better going to his left. I do know that off the dribble. So, are we going to decide to force him left, or are we going to force him to go right? So there's going to be game by game different situations, and also year by year on if we're going to put our 6'5" guy on the ball and we're going to trap everything on the first pass. It all depends on the year. And it's 3-4 years ago we had Ty Root and Marcus Ernst, both 6'6", 6'7", pressing. It wreaks havoc. And are we that team this year? Probably not. So it changes every single year. And our defense is probably our best offense, and I think a lot of coaches agree with that, is if we get stops, we can get out and run. It's easy baskets, and transition is the easiest way to score. So if we can get stops and rebound and get out and run, we have no problem. But we got to get stops, and we got to play all as one to do that.
Before Tom goes in there, because I'm telling you, you rung his bell. It's coming. This is his deal. I just want to give a quick shout out to one of the guys you talked about, Marcus Ernst, who actually reached out to us as we were putting together the records. That kid dunked on somebody in his highlight reel harder than I've ever seen anybody in my life. I don't know how I missed having that kind of talent right here in the city. But, he all but ended a career. He should have. You guys had some high flyers on that team. Marcus Stearns, absolutely, and he actually went on to play some college ball, which I don't see how he wouldn't. He almost ripped the rim off the backboard. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, he's still playing for Malone. He's got one more year.
He does recommend you for president, just so you know.
No, thank you.
I'm not mad at you, buddy.
No, thank you.
All right, so Coach Jay, you talked about something kind of interesting just now about the kid from Lakeside, who what he's going to do, and I can't help but think that plays a little bit into this kind of new world thought that's kind of sweeping basketball, football, baseball, everything, analytics. Yep. So how big has analytics played in the way how big of a role has it played in your game planning, how you're implementing things in practice? I guess what sort of role does analytics play in your scheme of things?
Right. It's gotten a lot bigger recently, probably 4 or 5 years. it's gotten huge. You know, and especially with technology now, Huddle has a great program where I can submit scouting film, and they'll analyze it and they'll break down number 12's all his 3-point plays. I can watch every single, and they'll break it down. I click on that and I can watch every single 3-point shot he's taken through those games. So it's easy for me to say, well, one person can shoot a lot better going to his right or left in that way. And also pods of the court on 15 footers off the dribble is probably what we're going to want them to shoot, not set shot threes, because nowadays a set shot three is as easy as a layup for these guys. So if we can force 15 footers off the dribble, statistics show it's a low percentage shot compared to a layup or a wide open corner three. So it's big. You know, I think between him or I, we watch about 4 games of scouting film. Players are expected to watch about 2 before we step on the floor with another team. And then they'll receive 4 to 5 page scouting report on player personnel, what they do and what we're supposed to do.
Okay. So was analytics something that was easy to buy into, or was it something that kind of it was like, I don't know how this is going to roll. Like it's too, it's too like new. It's not proven. Like, or was it kind of easy for you guys to buy into?
I think it was easy for me. I think getting access to film is a lot easier nowadays, and he wasn't so used to it. It was literally the first couple of years we started, I was driving out to Youngstown to trade DVDs with coaches. It's not like football. You don't trade 3 games. I think that's what it used to be. You would just agree with the other team. You'd trade your last 3 games. It wasn't like that. So I was driving and picking up a DVD from an opponent just to trade with them. And then worry about the DVD actually working. Wow. It's definitely changed. So now Huddle and this new system we're using, it's so easy to have access to film now. So what we do and what other teams do, it's no secret. It's just the adjustments we're going to make. So it was easy for at least me to buy in. And then I think in the last 3-4 years with technology and learning how easy Huddle is to work, he likes it just as much as I do now.
You're a bit of a numbers guy, though, aren't you, Jay?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I can tell.
I can see where analytics is that's kind of a soft toss right to you.
I like to use it on our own team too. You know.
Yeah.
I like to put the guys with the numbers and percentages shooting threes that can shoot threes. I really don't want a guy shooting threes that's shooting 12% for the year. You know, shooting a 3-pointer to win a game.
Right.
Seconds left in the game.
Yeah, you don't want me back there taking the 3-ball. If you need a rebounder, I'm your guy. But you don't want me taking that. But so obviously, you want your players to improve. So I guess I don't know. It's a little bit of a hard question I just thought of, but. So you got a player that's not good at shooting threes, but you want him to improve. He's on that cusp. You know, maybe he's a 20, 25% shooter, but you want to get him to that, you know, maybe 28, 30% shooter. But, you know, those analytics say don't do it. But how do you, you know, is it during the week that you're trying to involve these kids more? Hey, go over there, make your threes, do what you got to do. Is that what you guys do with that?
Exactly. I'm constantly preaching, if you can't do it in practice, what makes you think you're going to do it in a game?
Right.
You know, and you play games like you practice.
Yes.
So if we practice hard, we dive on the floor, we shoot threes, and if you can do it in practice, then you can do it in a game. And if you miss it, that's fine, you missed it. But if you can't do it in practice, then I don't expect you to even try to do one in a game.
Right. So obviously, if you have a guy that's like a 10% 3-point shooter, you're not even worried about him, making it better.
Like, that's usually the guy that wants to shoot threes constantly, too.
Yeah.
You know, with us, the guy that shoots about 10%, he'll want to shoot threes all day long.
It only takes
about 6'5", and he doesn't want to play underneath.
Right.
You know, Coach, one of the things before I got to ask, you know, you spent quite a bit of time wearing the black and white stripes.
I did.
How does that work when you're coaching? Because it's hard for coaches who don't ref to swallow some of these calls. It's got to be almost impossible for you.
It's tough, especially when they're in the wrong position and they're not hustling down the court and they make a call from about 30 feet away. And I'm like, if you would hustle, you would have saw that wasn't a foul, or, and Coach Stopen was on my bench, and he has about 20 years of refereeing experience. And sometimes we just looked at each other and just shook our head. And now without fans in there, the refs are gonna hear every word I say. Ooh, I could lead the league in technicals this year.
If you lead the league in technicals, I just want to let you know I'm getting you a Rasheed Wallace headband.
Yeah. You're gonna have to I'm gonna have to do some fundraising to pay for the fines.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I want to know what your first thought is, because obviously refs are rookies too. When you find out you got a rookie ref coming up to coach that to ref that game.
I usually tell them how long I've been coaching, so I do understand the game a little bit.
Listen, here's your warning. I've been at this for over 16 years. I got 200 wins. Go ahead and make a bad call. I'll be the first one chirping, buddy. I'm not afraid.
I think I'm going to have to change my style a little bit this year, because that gym's going to be kind of quiet.
Yep.
So. I might have
Listen, Coach, when we're covering you guys this year, whether there's fans or not, if we're there, we'll make sure it's loud enough that you can get away with a couple. We'll take ownership of that.
Yes.
That's great.
Especially when it's like Edgewood versus a Lake County team, because we give no love to Lake County. We give no love to Cuyahoga. None of them.
I wish you guys could be there when we had our fans there. I mean, we have a scream team, and ask anybody that comes on your show what gym they don't want to. Of course, Conneaut has their
stage crew.
But our gym is loud, and the fans are right next to the court, and it gets crazy in there. And I love having the kids there. I'm going to miss that crowd if we don't have fans there. I'm definitely going to miss it.
Well, just know in the background they'll be watching when we're there covering it, or I think Edgewood's got their own media team, I do believe, right?
I think so, yes.
So,
yeah, we can't wait. That's one of the things we've been looking forward to so much. We had a great time. We covered a ton of Warriors football. I can't wait to see some Warrior hoops, because you guys, honest to God, you guys run a great program over there. It's one of the shining programs in this area. There's a lot of great things to be said about that, and that has a lot to do with you. It has a lot to do with the administration. It has a lot to do with the parents. You guys have a great, there's a lot of great things happening in Edgewood. And you know what, coaches? Every game is important. I understand that, because a win is a win and a loss is a loss. But there are times when you see a name on that schedule that maybe practice is a little tougher that week, or maybe you shoot a little bit longer that week.
Right.
Who's getting the double circle for you guys?
Well, in the past, it's been Poland Seminary, because they were in our league, and they won the league once or twice, and we won the league once or twice, championship, and then we tied one year. But I think for our kids, for me personally, it doesn't matter. I just want to win every game I coach, and no exceptions. But I think for the kids, it's probably Conneaut. It's crazy against Conneaut, and it doesn't matter what our record is or what their record is, and it's always a good game. It's always, they're hardly ever blowouts, and it doesn't matter. And they're bordered next to us. Some of our kids live right there. They just live across the street from some of the kids from Conneaut. And I think Conneaut is a big rivalry, and of course Jefferson and Lakeside are too. But I think Conneaut's probably the ones I think most of our kids will circle.
I think any county game is going to is going to have everything.
Yep. That could be the battle for Route 20 game. I like that. Hey,
right.
We could.
Records go out. They stay in the bus. With any county team, it does not matter. It doesn't matter who we're playing.
No.
Records stay on the bus, and that's how we like it. It really is. It makes it fun. Fans are usually packing the gym. Usually have to get there for the JV game, and that's how it's been in the past, especially for at Conneaut in a smaller gym, you have to get there before the JV game. And same with Edgewood with a smaller gymnasium.
Yeah, the county flavor it's been a big thing that we've harped on all year. You guys, we took a look at your schedule. You guys have 3 for sure, or excuse me, 2 for sure in Lakeside and Geneva. And you said that you guys are looking to kind of beef up that schedule to try and get as much basketball in as possible, maybe potentially playing like 3 times a week in some cases.
I hope so. I mean, we have some spots now for non-league games. So hopefully we can schedule Conneaut, Pymatuming, Grand Valley, Jefferson. Hopefully we can play them once or even twice. One home and away would be nice. I know St. John reached out to us, so we might play St. John too. So we keep it locally. We really don't want to go into a purple area, to be honest with you. I'm not even sure we will. That's up to the administration. But honestly, I don't feel too comfortable doing it. And I just soon play in the county teams and in our league would be fine with me.
Have fun with it, yeah.
Yeah, I think county definitely brings a different, it's there are more bragging rights. I think the kids are more into it. Like you said, these are kids, you're sharing a Walmart with these guys. So you're gonna see these guys after you dropped a 30-footer to win the game.
Honestly, all the time I volunteered at the YMCA helping with the youth leagues over there. I know half the kids that go to Lakeside. I mean, I know more than half the kids. Brandon and them guys, I know them because we coached them when they were, in 3rd and 4th grade at the YMCA programs and everything. So we do know a lot of the local kids, and I don't mind help coaching those guys. And if we're not playing a county team, I want a county team to win.
Absolutely.
I want to keep it in the county. And if we're not playing Lakeside, I want them to win. If we're not playing Jefferson, I want them to win. But not when they're playing us.
No, that's right. There's only 2 games a year that they don't matter.
That's right.
So speaking of players, and I'm not trying to give anyone a big head, but here at 440 in Goal, we like to know kind of who to look for. A lot of times we don't know all these kids' names, so getting a little heads up helps us out quite a bit. But if you were to, say, look out for this guy, or who's the up-and-coming freshman to check out, who would you guys put out there right now? If you want to, you don't have to. You can say punt, and, I ain't talking about it. It's up to you guys.
Well, I'll tell you my returning letterman.
Okay.
Zach Pencil, who was a freshman last year, returning letterman. Kenny Campy, returning letterman. Isaiah Harris, he'll play a lot. And actually, second half of last year, he went from a boy to a man. I mean, he turned into a man halfway through last year and came through. So, he'd be my pick that people don't really know too much about. And he could really go in and dominate a game because he's got bigger and stronger and he's got basketball skills. He was telling me tonight he's going to be a 3-point shooter too, so we better look out.
Yeah, you're 18% from back there. Keep it moving, buddy.
Yeah. I like to see him underneath. That's for sure.
Yeah. And then what I like to ask all the coaches is, and it's more of a genuine, looking for the most genuine answer, whatever you want to call it. But what's your favorite part of coaching? You between the two of you, I think, 26 years of experience. Everyone loves wins and championships and all that, but we all know it's usually done for a greater purpose. So, what's your guys' favorite part about coaching?
You want to go first?
Yeah,
go ahead.
For me, it's cool because some of the younger kids that we started with in the Winter Warrior League now play for us. So we're watching them grow up between stages of all their life, and now they're young men having responsibilities and growing up to go to college or go out and actually work. So it gets real fast for them. It seems like it goes faster for me to watch them. It happens. So me watching them grow up is big for me. I really enjoy that.
Yep, I'm in it for the money. So.
Hey, I asked for a genuine answer, and I got the most genuine possible, baby. Like, he ain't playing.
If you figure my hourly rate, it's about 3 cents an hour. Hours to put in it all summer long.
Craig, get this man a raise. Come on now.
No, seriously. I tell you, it's just we're trying to teach basketball, but yet we're trying to teach life lessons about working hard and overachieving and being a better person and doing the right things. And you see a $20 bill on the ground, you pick it up and you give it to the guy that dropped it. Same thing with our family. We try to teach family atmosphere there, and hopefully these guys will bring it to their work lives. I know a lot of kids that graduated that thank me for being part of the basketball team. And whenever one of my old players reaches out to me and I'm going to talk about old players, I coach, like Doug Dragon at St. John, and then I coached his 2 sons already. So, I've been doing it a long time, and he's one of my big supporters, and a lot of guys, it's just good to see them become young men and not troublemakers, and hopefully we molded a few good kids out there, and that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, you're not just coaching some of the sons of your old players. You're coaching against some of your players. Over at Lakeside, you got Coach Matt Newsom.
Yeah,
you coached.
That was one of my players at St. John. Yeah, I see a lot of my players. I have one in Columbus, and then of course Matt's there, and there's different kids, and they're doing a lot of different things, and it's fun to see. A friend of mine is in Columbus, and he's an attorney, and another one's an accountant. So it really is fun to see them grow up and become men and family men. And then, like I said, I get to coach their kids, as long as I'm not coaching their grandma's kids and grandpa's kids. And I don't know if I'll be allowed to do that.
You get your Mr. Miyagi moment.
No doubt.
Danielson. Yeah. And then, excuse me. Last thing that I wanted to touch on, you guys have a little bit of a special thing with the Special Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys can kind of talk about that a little bit.
Well, this goes back to my St. John days when I used to bring the basketball team over to their court and practice with them and do drills with them and do different things. And then when I went to Edgewood, we said, why don't we bring them into our gym and do some things with them? And then after we do our drills and stuff, they can have a game against another Special Olympic team. And it's really just, it's snowballed. And how much did we raise last year for them? I think 3,000?
3,000 or 4,000. It's one of their biggest fun years. It was a really fun year last year.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, we did. And Jay goes out and gets sponsors, and really, he's all over that stuff. I don't do that stuff that much anymore. I coach, so
he's looking for the paycheck, baby. Come on now, everybody knows that.
But we do drills, and everybody says this is a great thing you do for these guys. And you know what? We get more out of it than they do. And we look at it, and our kids look at it, and I say, look how fortunate we are, And I see a side of our players, and girls and boys, because they both do it, that you normally wouldn't see. A tender side, a side of helping people, a side of donating, and doing something for your community. And that's probably one of the biggest joys that I have, is to see that day. And if we don't have it this year, I'm really going to miss it. And hopefully we can, and have it maybe later in the year when the vaccine's out, and hopefully we get some crowds in there.
Well, hey, I definitely want to thank you for that. I have a son who's special needs, and that's awesome to hear. So thank you for doing that very much, man. Hey, that's awesome. And hey, you need any help with that? I'm there.
You're in.
Jay will ask you. Don't worry.
Oh man.
Like I said, just let me know when the car wash is coming, baby. I'll be there.
And that really just that circles right back around to, you guys are not producing basketball players. You guys are producing good young men. and teaching, humble, kids to be humble and really, be thankful for who they are and understand that, no matter where you are at in life, you can always lend a hand and stuff like that. I think that's huge. So I really want to, give both of you kudos. I think that's fantastic.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, that about we just circled the train there, the bandwagon. The train is stopping. I want to thank you guys so much tonight for joining us. It was really a pleasure to have you on and learn a little bit about Warriors basketball. Can't wait till January now. Maybe sooner, but January for sure, hopefully, and get to watch tip off over at the gym there. So, thank you guys so much. Appreciate you coming on.
Hey, thank you. Anytime you guys want to come in for practice or something, just let Mr. Cray know, and we'll take care of it.
Thank you so much, both of you guys. It was a pleasure. I've been looking forward to this all week. I knew this was going to be great. I can't wait to get in there and see some of the practices and stuff like that. I love getting over to the Buckeye side of town.
Well, I guarantee you one thing: we will play hard, and we will represent basketball and play the right way. And whether we win or lose, we will play the right way, and our kids will never quit. They'll play hard. I'm real proud of that.
Absolutely. Hey, guys, thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to both of you. Pleasure just learning about, the culture you created and just your love for the game. It's awesome. And I'm going to take you up on that golf over there, John. I can't wait.
You don't want none of that. I'm telling you. Yeah. He's got too much going for him, Tom.
Yeah, because I don't make a whole lot of money coaching basketball. So,
hey, listen, are you a lefty, John? Are you a righty?
I'm right-handed.
And then Tom, when you play him, he's got to play with left-handed clubs. There ain't no other way to do it.
Listen, as a rule of thumb, if there's a bowler on the course, just turn around.
See ya. See ya. All right,
you guys. Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks so much, guys.
We'll talk to you soon. I'll get you guys off of here. Thanks again.
All right. See you
later. Bye. All right, that was Coach John and Jay Bowler of the Edgewood Warriors basketball team. Very excited this year to get over to that gym and watch those guys play. Like they said, I'm excited to watch them play hard and play fun basketball. I am going to be interested, though. I don't think we're going to have fans in the stands, so I won't probably get to experience it this year. Sammy, you've said it numerous times to me. Conneaut is quite ruckus, and Edgewood is quite ruckus.
It's so loud.
And I can't wait. I think we should get a decibel meter for these games when that does happen.
That might be something we're doing because let me tell you, that Scream team over in Edgewood and that wild stage crew over in Conneaut, it's a different style. Them dudes are different. It's as close to like that Duke feel that you can get out here. When those two teams meet on the court, give it up. It doesn't matter. They both could be winless. They both could be undefeated. That game is going to be so hotly contested. It's going to be super fun to watch. And, this Edgewood team is coming off, 2 years ago, 25 wins, 2 losses. Last year was a little bit of a rebuilding year, but they're putting together a really nice program again. They have shown that, basketball in Edgewood is really something to watch.
Yep.
And it's become an attractive program around. There are a lot of people who hold that program in high regards, and that is a direct reflection of, Coach Bowler and, Mr. Cray and Edgewood as a whole.
Well, yeah, I mean, like you've got kids transferring to play basketball for Edgewood, man. That's you don't see kids transferring out; you see them coming in. Yeah. That's the mark of a fantastic program, man. You want to play for that guy.
Yeah, I'm telling you guys, I can't wait to get over there. It's hoop season. It's this. I love football. I love watching football, that sort of thing. I get really, really – you guys, I probably blew out some of your eardrums during football. Just put the earbuds out here for basketball because when people make threes and God forbid somebody gets crossed over because you'll never hear the end of that.
Oh, hopefully no one does the Iverson step over. Yeah, could be bad. Could be bad. But listen – thank you guys all tonight for joining us. Time is 9:38. Don't forget, the offer is still out there for Made in Ohio. Go down there, get you a shirt made with 440 and goal on it, your school's colors. Put it up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever else there is. Show proof that you did it, and you're the first one to do it. Well, I keep saying I'm paying for it, but I'm sure 440 on goal is going to pay for it. But
yeah,
however you want to look at it, yeah.
We're going to up the ante. It's not going to be just a shirt. We're going to pay for your shirt and your gator.
In
the interest of COVID. So you're good. If you get yourself a shirt and a gator, it's going to be on us, on these three guys right here.
Yep. So get over there, 440 on goal. Or I'm sorry, Made in Ohio. Get you a 440 on goal shirt. Thanks again, everyone, tonight for joining us. Look forward to next Tuesday for sure. We won't make any announcements for Thursday yet. We don't know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, we got some stuff in the works. We'll let you guys know.
So we'll let you know when that one comes. So thanks again, guys. We'll see you next Tuesday for sure. Deuces.
Rebound taken by Iguodala. Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection.
Cleveland, this is for you.
Come here to cleanse your soul. Yeah, 4-4 and go. That other getting old. We got Sam Ryan time. This is a sports octagon. Sports for forever and beyond. Spending with Sam Ryan time. From the puck to the glove to the pigskins high. Share all of your thoughts, just let it ride. Down the baseline in the bleachers, or you wanna get denied. Yeah, share all of your thoughts, just let it ride. 4-4 and go. Come here to cleanse your soul. Yeah, it's 4-4 and go. Come here to cleanse your soul.
The Browns Super Bowl contenders.
Hey, listen, when we start talking about what wins Super Bowl, we talk about talent. The Browns, they have the talent. They have it.